All right, we got April 26th. It is 4:07 Central Time. We have Friday, so weekly candle closes today. That's always very exciting. I'm always very excited for the weekly candle close. A lot of buying, selling, adjusting positions, and whatnot. But in today's video, we got a few things planned. We're going to be recapping the 5 trades that I came into this week already positioned in, and then I'm going to be going over the 5 trades that I did end up taking today. We're going to be covering some technical analysis for all 10. And then just recapping and talking trading. So let's get right into it. All right, we're going to be going down this list starting with AEP, so American Electric Power. So let's give a little recap on what I'm watching on AEP. So a little recap. Actually, we'll just recap this here. Let's go to my back testing. So here is my required rules. I've shown this in the last few videos, but basically required rules that garner whether I take a trade or not. So the setup is fairly simple. It's got 3 things. I want my EMAs coiled. Talked about how that's a proxy for consolidation. We got the SR flip. That's a proxy for where I'm going to be risking off of. And then I'm looking for VPA. So I'm looking for high volume buying. And then I do want to see a structure that is bullish. So those are like the 4-ish things. And then I also do use the volume profile. So that is pretty much exactly what I'm looking for. If we look through these, I mean, it should be damn near the same setup every time. Some kind of variation of an SR flip, some kind of high volume buying, and then the EMAs being coiled. So that's what we're looking for on AEP. So let's go to the week of entry right here. So do we have those 3 things? Well, we have our resistance over here. Price broke to the upside. Price then retested it last week. Retested that $80 area, and then we closed on high volume buying last week. So with that long bottom wick, excuse me. So those are 2 of them: SR flip, high volume buying, and then we also have this weekly candle right here, February 26th, right there. That was a nice high volume weekly candle. So that's high volume buying, SR flip, EMA's coiled. Well, let's go see. I have the 9, 21, and 50 right there. Just kind of, 9's going to be your short EMA, 21's going to be, 21, 20, it really doesn't matter. 21's going to be your, average EMA, and then 50 is going to be your long term, so your long term trend. So we are trading above the 20, 21, 9, and 50, so that is good, and our EMAs are quite coiled. So yes, that is a setup. This week, I mean, there's really not a ton to write home about this week. We had a really good, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we sold off a little bit here today and made a decent upper wick. So not really too concerned. I think 86 has been a huge level on AEP, and I just didn't think we'd break it this week, especially with earnings next week. So we got earnings next Tuesday. My plan for also today's sell-off was not very large. Today I would have been a little concerned if we had, something like this. That's a large sell-off candle. That's no bueno. Today's sell-off candle, making that upper wick on the weekly, was pretty minuscule compared to this buying volume that we've had. Plan going into earnings. So there's really 2 scenarios. There's 3 scenarios that can happen. It's flat, most likely the least likely scenario. Flat earnings, I hold. If it is a bullish earnings, I also hold. If it is a bearish earnings, then I would likely sell once. I will sell when this weekly closes below this 9 EMA. So we're pretty much in AEP until it closes below the 9 EMA, and that if that's next week off of a bad earnings, then so be it. I'll look to re-enter if it confirms my setup again. But yeah, that's the plan. I wish it already would have reported earnings, but I really like the setup going into earnings. So we'll see how the setup holds up into earnings. So that is AEP. Let's go talk about Duke Energy. Duke had a decent week. I guess let's go back and look at the setup. So where's the setup? If we go like this, here's our resistance down here. Here's our new support up here. There's your SR flip. So it's not colored in right now, but here's your resistance. You got 1, 2, 3 weeks of resistance right there, and then you broke above it on volume. That was always good to see. And then we had support right there in those 2 weeks. So that's your SR. EMAs are coiled. I mean, we can obviously see that right there. And then high volume buying coming in here on this weekly candle. And then we got it back here even on December 23rd. And then I do like how we had this very high volume sell candle right here. It got completely engulfed. And then this candle is a little concerning. We have quite a bit of sell volume in this small candle. So a little concerning, but I do like the high volume buying on this. If we pop off the replay, so what happened this week? Actually, let's just go replay it right here. I mean, it's going to be pretty indecisive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we close there. So what happened this week? We had a decent amount of sell volume this week. I mean, this is a very small candle right here, but we have a pretty high volume weekly volume print right there for how small of a candle it is. It's just like this small ass candle right here where we have a ton of buying volume. It's not inherently good or bad. I mean, this is a doji candle. If we go take a look at the daily candles, we do have this high volume buying right here and this high volume buying coming in last Friday. So, you got your 2 indecision candles right here, Monday, Tuesday, nice high volume buying, and then kind of a low volume sell off here to end the week. So nothing too concerning. I just think a little bit of consolidation is likely to come. But like AEP, this reports earnings here soon. Not yet though. We got 2 weeks actually. So not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday following. So, I'd expect some kind of consolidation here for the next week or so. So, that's my anticipation on this, on Duke Energy. But, again, we're out if earnings closes below the 9 EMA essentially. So, any close below the 9 EMA and we are out. Let's go talk about Southern. So Southern, where was the SR flip, SR flip, SR flip? We got our resistance over here about 4 weeks. So it's nice that we even supported over here. So clearly 68 is a big level. Kind of just dropped through 68 right there. But we did enter SO last week right here. Here's your high volume buying right here in this weekly candle. You can even say these few weeks right here. And then we have our SR flip of this 68 level. Ish, it's a level. It's not a, it's actually, excuse me, it's a zone. It's not a level. It's not more of a precise level. It's more of a zone. So, and then EMAs are certainly coiled here if we zoom in right there. So, do like that. We are in commons on Southern. Let's go check the volume profile. I did like it because it was able to get the volume profile on this one. So, that is why I did end up taking Southern. Let's replay it. What did we have for this week? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice sell-off day today. Let's go take a look. How large was the sell-off? Not large at all. We had 4 or 5 nice high volume buying days, and then we had this sell-off today. There was a decent amount of volume, and we do report as well on this Thursday, May 2nd. So next Thursday, we do report on Southern next Thursday. Same thing with AEP. Same thing with Duke. Same thing with Southern. If these close below the 9 EMA on the weekly, I will sell and I will look to re-enter once the setup confirms what I'm looking for again. So, yeah. So I am positioning, I guess, ahead of earnings here. So, just something to note for future reference, I guess, for myself and for whoever's watching. Let's go talk about Pepsi. So Pepsi did end up reporting this week. Very nice by Pepsi. I was looking at Pepsi. I talked about this in the earlier video this week, but I was shocked at the day this had. I did end up entering end of day here just because this was insane. I cannot believe it filled the gap. I filled the gap down here, and then it filled the gap up here in the same damn day. That was insane, and some insane volume. So that was the week for Pepsi, and we did report. I was looking forward here. I wanted to see how earnings went. Earnings went well, and then we saw this day. So. Do we have an SR flip? We certainly do. We have our resistance over here. We have our support over here. Do we have the EMAs coiled? We certainly do. Do we have high volume buying? I mean, I would fucking say so. We certainly do. So that's the setup right there. So a weekly close below the 9 EMA, and we will be out on these commons on Pepsi. PCG, a little bit less of an SR flip here. You don't really have a clean SR flip, I guess you could say, we found support in here. We rejected it right here, actually, and then we rejected it here again. I guess you could say this 1650 level is kind of your line in the sand, I guess. Sellers are in control below, buyers are in control above. So, and I also do kind of like this W look on the weekly here. We even came down here and we're all the way back here. So I do like that now that I'm looking at that again. But yeah, I mean, your EMAs are coiled. You have decent SR flip. Decent high volume buying. I mean, where's the high volume buying spike? You don't really see any in here. So that is a cause for concern. But PCG did end up reporting earnings. I guess I like the high volume buying more on the daily here. Maybe this is just a lower volume stock, but we have the high volume daily right there. And then we did end up buying shares of PCG after earnings yesterday on Thursday. So this was a new trade this week as well. But yeah, longing PCG. Stop is a close below the 9 EMA on the weekly. Toast. I hope I'm sounding repetitive so far. I hope I'm sounding repetitive. So Toast is really exciting. I think Toast... I think I'm pretty liable to being early here on Toast. We do report earnings here May 7th, so we got 2 weeks. So again, another Tuesday, 2 weeks from now. But I do really like how this looks on the weekly. I mean, I'll talk about the setup one more time. SR flip, here's your resistance, here's your support. EMAs are certainly coiled. We do see very high volume buying coming in early February and then coming in again this week, April 22nd. So that's the setup. Structure wasn't great. We did end up actually creating a bullish structure this week, so we did have lower high, lower low, and then we closed above that previous lower high and lower low right there. So I could definitely see this selling off earnings back to 21.50 and then doing something like that. I could absolutely see that. So maybe front running this one a little bit, but wanted to get in. I've been playing commons lately, and I love trading commons now. Of course, I don't have a ton of capital to be risking where I'm moving anything large, but I mean, I think the plan over time is just to be profitable over time and then increasing position size as I go. I mean, I don't think there's any issue with that, but that's the plan for Toast. We do have 2 weeks till earnings, so maybe front running this one a little bit. But I guess I just wanted to get in. I think I really like how this looks on the daily. I think this is likely going to reject somewhere around 24. I think 24 is probably likely to reject. Maybe we come back down, and it almost just feels like we're going to have to close this gap here at 22.15. So maybe a little dipsy doodle consolidation in here, do an absolute nothing burger, fill this gap, rip to the upside is what I'm hoping for. And playing common, so I have a ton of time. So that's good. Let's go talk about TXN. All right. So what am I seeing on TXN? So we have, not the greatest SR flip either. We have resistance over here. You could say resistance over here, support, support up here again. So I guess it's your SR flip. It could be so much better. I generally don't want to be playing SR flips where the freshest resistance was tapped November of 23 and where it's April 24, and then we've already used it 3 weeks right here, so not great. Not in love with this position, I guess. Now that I'm looking at it, we're right at resistance. I kind of just entered right at resistance. I mean, that is an issue, but yeah, I guess now that I'm looking at this again, what do we have here? We do have high volume buying. Here's your high volume buying. Yes, number one, yes. Are the EMAs coiled? They are certainly coiled. I mean, they are on top of each other at 167.50-ish, I guess you could say. SR flip, I did say it was lacking. So I guess this does meet the criteria. I hate the earnings gap up like this. I hate these large weekly candles like this because I feel like they usually sell off after. I don't know. Maybe I think there's one like Deere trade that I'm just scarred. I think just to bring it up again, I think Deere absolutely sold off after one of its weekly candles. Maybe it was this trade, but I don't know. Anyway, let's get back to what we were talking about. That wasn't exactly how I remembered it. TXN. So we're long TXN. I don't know. I don't love the earnings gap up and playing that on this like weekly candle like this, especially when, we rejected it here on January 22nd. We rejected it here again. So I guess this is the third time it's coming here, and we've kind of been in this channel, I guess, for, 2 months now, so maybe we do leave this channel, so maybe I don't hate that, maybe that, okay, now that I drew that, I don't hate it, so I don't know, who knows, but we're risking until it breaks the 9 EMA, so if I'm completely wrong, who gives a fuck, we're pretty close to that 9 EMA, weekly 9 EMA right here, and I'm swinging common, so I have time, but yeah, that's TXN. Let's go talk about ADI, it's all the way back. I think I spit out my drink when I saw what ADI was doing. So we've been in ADI since we were in ADI. We're in ADI right here. This week did not get us out. This week did. Yes, we're out on ADI. We had a week. Oh, thank God we sold. And then, I mean, this week just came out of nowhere, and it was honestly front-running earnings a little bit. I mean, they got earnings in, okay, a month. Never mind. A month. But I mean, this thing's been in this weekly flag for quite some time as well, and it broke it this week actually. So I'm not one to not take a trade just because I lost on it before. You know, I guess I felt a little animosity towards ADI. You know, I didn't realize that loss, a little pissed off. I actually even ignored it for a second. I was like, oh, whatever, fuck that trade. But I guess I thought of like, why? You know, why? You were a few weeks early. Who cares? I think it's ready now. So that daily candle is a little concerning, but we did have that high volume pop right there. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if ADI dipsy doodles me again, so be it. I'll never trade you again, ADI. I'll be so pissed at you. Yeah, we're trading this until breaks to 9 EMA, I guess. Set up here, SR flip, resistance, support. Obviously you saw that. We got this nice little flag through here. We've been consolidating for Lord knows since December 23rd in this like $10 range. You have your high volume buying. I mean, you do have it across the board a lot here. So there's week one. That's what brought us into the flag. Here's that week. And then we had another week right here, high volume right there. So I guess it checks off again. So I'm not going to be a prisoner of the past and not take it because I lost in the last one. So we're taking it. So like ADI long, same thing as the others. Weekly close below the weekly weekly close below the 9 EMA, and we are out on ADI. All right, let's go talk about PM. PM is not a weekly EMA trade. I guess you could say it is. It's a little less in my positional strategy. It's lacking a few components, but I did really want to take PM. I think I'm going to pull up my tweet here. PM, I did really like it because I think this is at a great spot. So here's my tweets. We have this descending channel on the daily for quite some time. We had a very high volume earnings coming this week, and now we're going to probably retest 94 on this large descending channel. So yeah, I mean, this thing's been consolidating since Lord knows when. I mean, we've been in this, we've been in 83 to 106, 83 to 106, 83 to 100 is 17 plus 7. We've been in a $24 range since August 21. That's insane. That's actually insane. So I'm looking for a little bit of an expansion here to the upside. If we go, you can just see it. You can just see it on this weekly. I mean, right here, like through here. I mean, it's just an insane wall of just descending channel. And then what we have this week? This week we came all the way up to 100, rejected the piss out of 100, and then came back down. Now that's an ugly weekly candle, if we're going to be completely honest. It closed back in the channel on a high volume upper wick, but what gave me the confidence, or what honestly got me in, was this look on the daily. I think it was this look on the daily that got me in. We rejected back here, we rejected right here. Let's even make this channel a little bit bigger, a little more data points, line of best fit right there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we finally have a very meaningful look at where was the high volume buying on any of these breakouts. Here, nothing. Over here is like zilch. There's literally no buying volume. Zilch. Where is it over here? Nothing. And then obviously this is our peak, so we're not looking for there. Where is it here? This is just right there. That'll do it for me. So I'm looking for a retest of this $94 level here on this descending channel, and I like PM long. So that is the plan for Phillips Morris. I guess you could say a little bit of my positional strategy if we delete this. It's not an SR flip, but the SR flip is really a precondition for where I'm gonna risk off of. In this essence, we don't have an SR flip, but we have a nice double bottom, and that provides a really good area for me to risk off of. So the SR flip can be a little arbitrary in the fact that you obviously can have a great trade without that damn SR flip, but I do want to keep the setup fairly similar over each trade. And I do want to look for the best quality. I just do think there's a little bit of subjectiveness right there, and I do think this is a really good trade. So that is why I'm taking PM long. Last one, last one, last one, last one, last one, last one. I'm not going to hammer this setup home. I think you understand. SR flip, boom, boom, boom. EMAs, yep, high volume buying, we absolutely had it. So CAR was the most debated one in my mind. You know, I mean, we rejected here, we rejected back here, we rejected back here, we rejected here, and then, I don't know, a lot of rejections of this $60 level. So, you know, I'm not a fan of longing at resistance, and, you know, that's right where we are. So, that's why it was heavily debated, but I mean, we do have all components of, you know, the trades are my positional trading strategy. So I guess we'll take it. We're going to take it. So really nice high volume buying off of earnings here. We're long carrier until it breaks the weekly 9 EMA. So I think it's fairly likely that this is, you know, going to come back and retest right here. I mean, I think that's going to be almost a guarantee. It's going to come back and retest 58.30, and that if that's an area I want to get long and, you know, enter more, I think that's a perfect area to enter more, as long as it doesn't break my exit strategy. But yeah, I think that is the plan for carrier. Excuse me, jeez, I can't stop burping / yawning. But yeah, I think that'll wrap up all the trades for this week, into 10 total positions now. Really trying to hammer home this new bullish positional strategy and trade well. So that is going to wrap it up for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.